We are not just a group of individuals. We are a powerful force. Together, we are unstoppable. Each of us brings unique strengths, and when we combine them, there's nothing we can't achieve. Challenges will come, but we face them head-on, with courage and determination. There are no quitters here, only winners. We push each other to be better, to strive for greatness, and to never settle for anything less. Remember, our success depends on each and every one of us. Stay focused, stay united, and let's make our mark. We rise together, we conquer together. Now let's go out there and show the world what we're made of. We are unstoppable.
That one is just absolutely beautiful. And there I am. All right. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Let's get this off there. I want to say hey to everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Let me remove. Yes, thank you. Remove. You know, it's just going to make me, but there we go. I'm still going to do that. Whatever. I'll try to do this one. Hold on, guys. It's been a little technical dip. There we go. Now I feel better. Thank you guys for joining in tonight. So happy you could make it. I hope everybody is doing well. I know here in Maine, and I'm sure Mass is the same way in other states, it is hotter than heck. I literally feel like I'm melting. So I look like crap. I'm just dying it from the mugginess, but I'm here. We're going to have fun. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about. And I can't wait to dive in. I want to say hi to everybody. So I'm going to scroll back up a little bit here. I do know that Mr. Wojo, boom, was the first one in, along with Adam being next. Hey, Adam from Entering the Unknown podcast. Remember, this is a family group here. We all support each other. We all do research respectfully. Make sure that you get over to Entering the Unknown and follow, like, subscribe. Same thing with the Banter with Richie B podcast network. You know, do that. We have the Lowdown. We have Papa Squatch Productions. There's a bunch of people in here. If you have a YouTube channel or a page that you want to get recognized or anything, please let us know. That's what we're here to do. We're here to boost everybody up. And that's what I love about this family. Kurt W in the house. How are you? Then Miss Jessie B. Yay. Yes, those videos that Curious Created are amazing. I love them so much. Let's see. I'm gonna back up some more here. Hey, John, how are you? Good to see you. Jason Finch. Finchy. No, Jason, just Jason. Okay, it's not Finch. Jason. Hey, Jason, how are you? Sorry. There's so many that have the same names here, and sometimes I get confused. And you're going to learn if this is your first time on here. I ramble a lot. I will tell everybody that because it's like I can be on topic. Somebody can say something or some thought pops into my head and it's like balloon, squirrel, it goes all over the place. But we have a good time. That's what it's all about. Let's see. We have Denny. Good to see you. I'm so happy that you're here. Let's see. E.M. Griffin. Griffin. How are you? Dobby03. Nice to see you. Ernie Davio's in the house. That's awesome. BDA, how are you? Entering the unknown. So everybody's saying hi. See, I love this. Everybody says, hey, y'all. It's so good. It's good to see you too, Adam. Like I said, I'm very excited that everybody's here. Tiffany's in the house. Tiffany, I got to hear those songs you created. They are freaking amazing. Love them. Love them. Love them. And Anna, how are you? Good to see you. I'm trying to move this down. It's giving me a little bit of a hard time, and I'm duplicating here. So I just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Hey, Tim, how are you? Good to see you. Vogel Brothers, make sure you guys go check out the Cobble Mountain Critter Project. It's great. Great. These guys do great work. Absolutely love it. Sweet Justine, how are you? Good to see you. And I think, yep, I think I'm all caught up. Oh, there's Mary. Hey, Mary, how are you? Good to see you. So yeah, tonight, I decided Shark Week is over. Discovery's done with it. And I will say the Discovery a couple times, but then it's going to go to the D word because I find that channel can be helpful at times, and then I can find it very frustrating at times. So my favorite topic, though, is sharks. I do look forward to Shark Week just because sometimes I learn some new stuff that I did not know, and I think that's great. But I decided to do the show this time because as of late, I have said it for years. I was told that I was wrong again, saying that there were great whites off the coast of Maine. I know for several years now they have been off Cape Cod. They've been documenting them. They've been tagging them and stuff. But even so, just before that, there were great white sightings off the coast of Maine. And every time somebody had video or something, the biologist would have gone on there and say, that's not what it is. It's a different shark. And I understand shark fins, you can mistake things and stuff. But when you have somebody show you a video when he's out fishing and he's a local lobsterman that lives right close by, a video of the fin come up, and they end up right beside it, and he's got the video going over it, and there's no mistake of what that shark is. And I showed it to a gentleman who actually is highly thought of in the community and stuff, and he was literally, his first words were, that is a beautiful, beautiful great white. And now, you get the warmer waters, there's more sightings. We've had several sightings, several beach closings this summer off the coast of Maine. Scarborough just a few days ago had somebody flying a drone over the beach, and there was 2 juvenile great whites just right off the shoreline. You are correct, Jean. They are in Maine. Yeah. But for a long time, they would say no. What I have been doing of late just to get more information. Hey, D-Hood, how are you? Did we miss somebody? Did somebody come up and say something? Did I miss a comment? Because I couldn't thank them for being rude. I love doing that because it just doesn't faze me anymore. You get told so many things and laughed at that, hey, keep laughing. It's fine by me. I know what I'm talking about. I mean, I'm not an expert, don't get me wrong, but we're all learning here. And there's going to be, stuff tonight that I'm going to bring up, and I'm going to be like, hey guys, your thoughts on this, because of the fact that, we're still all learning stuff, okay? And yes, there are white sharks off the coast of Maine. I have been following, I had a hard time last time when I was mentioning their name. It's O-Search. And they actually tag and track the sharks, and they have been tagging one named Quint that has actually gone the furthest. It's gone past Nova Scotia, and it is now off one of the coastlines near Newfoundland, which is just amazing in itself. They say global warming is the reason for this. It changes stuff, but it also, the seal populations come back. I mean, they have more areas to feed in this area now. So, why wouldn't they be here? And going up, I mean, I can't step in the ocean, but I can tell you right now, I know plenty of people that do, and that will step in and go, yeah, no, it's still freezing cold. Kurt, why are you always being wrong? Tell him to shove it. Well, I don't mind. I mean, I am wrong a lot. I'm not going to say I'm not. And when I'm wrong, I will admit that I'm wrong. But like I said, I'm not an expert. Richie the other day was like, because I made my own thumbnail for the show, and he's like, girl, you're killing it. I hope you enjoy being a professional podcaster. And I said, professional is far from what I am. But I do take Richie's advice to heart. And he was like, when you do this, just have fun with it. And this is what this show is all about. I've seen that on TV. And hi, Hannah. Good to see you. Hey, Lowdown. Jared, you're here. Wow, the comments are just going crazy right now. So if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Like I said, I get going on this topic. I dressed for it. When I went to Florida, because my brother moved to Florida 2 years ago, and he moved to Citrus Springs. While we were down there, he knows my love of sharks. They had an aquarium, so I went in and I got to feed the sharks. I got to feed the zebra and the little leopard sharks. I have a photo. It's one of my favorites, of a little ray, because they had a tank with rays. I can't reach in. I wish I had brought gloves so that I could, because you could actually, pat them. But one of the rays actually came swimming up and popped his head up right there. So, and I actually got the photo. It was really cute, because it's almost like he's saying hi. It was fun, and I got to feed the sharks. When I left, I made sure I got my shirt, and I have my zebra shark necklace, which a lot of people will mistake this when they see it for a whale shark. And the funny thing is the first time I saw this, because they're about 5 feet when they're fully grown, and they have little spots all over them, but they're called zebra sharks. And when you first look at it, you think you're looking at like this little, baby freaking whale shark. And I'm like, what the hell is that doing in the tank? But I had a nice conversation with a gentleman, hey, Jared, who, was working at the time when I got to feed the sharks and stuff. And I was just saying how beautiful she was, because she's just in the tank and she's swimming, and they've got all kinds of, other marine life in there. There was one of the rays that like to go across the thing. So that's all you'd see was this little ray. He would go up and down across, and then he'd turn around and go up and down the other way. And it was just funny. But when we were talking, he's like, yeah, he goes, but when you go in to clean the thing, he goes, it's very hard, because she likes to get scratched, and her skin is like sandpaper. So she can scratch them up and tear at their skin. And I kind of looked at him and I said, well, why don't you do what they do with tortoises? And he just looked at me really strange. And I said, okay, I don't know where that is. I just jumped on it for a second. It came up. Okay. And so I said, with tortoises, because they like their shells being scratched, that they're kind of like dogs that way. When you scratch them, you can tell that they're enjoying it. I said, why don't you get one of like those big white brushes, that they use for like cleaning out tubs and stuff. And when you're going down to clean, take it. And when she comes up, you can just scrub her with that, and she'll get her rubs in, and then your skin's fine. And he was like, that's a brilliant idea. So at least, I gave him something to work with. They do. They look so peaceful and so great, graceful. Like, when I left, I didn't plan on getting anything, but my husband's like, you've got to. So I got the shirt, I got this, and I got me a little stuffed ray that I call him Ray. Just because I fell in love with that ray that just popped up. And yeah, they were cute. It was a nice little place. They did, I guess the gentleman who actually owns it had his own show on at one point and stuff. But they do like for kids, they have women go down dressed as mermaids and they put on shows and stuff and swim around. And like I said, it was a nice time. Next time I go down though, I want to go to EARS, which is the rescue they have down there, so I can see the big cats, because they do have a jaguar, a melanistic one. Back out a page and scroll back to the right. Yes, Donna, lots of high strangeness. Okay, here's you can swim with them in Hawaii. Yeah, well, like I said, if I ever end up being able to do that stuff, I would have to have what I call a Scooby-Doo dive suit, which is head to toe, because I am allergic to listening on my drive to work. Oh, Benno, thank you for stopping in. So happy that you can listen for a little while. Sorry you have to go to work. Yeah, today was my one day off. I spent it with family in Winthrop. We had a barbecue, and then I rushed back for my show because I was very, very excited for this. So without further ado, I do have some photos. I will try to put some up, but I don't want to put a whole lot up just because every time I put photos up, something freezes, it kicks me out, and I don't want to go through all that and make you guys sit there and go, well, where'd she go? What happened? Or have to, hit frozen, or nobody says anything and I just keep talking like I've done before. But so with the sharks, I mean, we've got our great whites, like I said, off the coast of Maine, and they're making a comeback. There have actually been, there was a recent sighting, which I thought was very cool, off of Cape Cod, of a hammerhead, which is very, very unusual. Hammerheads, yes, are all over. They're usually in a bit warmer waters, but it just shows that, things are moving around. And hammerheads, I think, are unique. They're my daughter's favorite, and it's just because of the way that they look. And excuse me if I keep saying, giant hammerheads when they're great hammerheads, but those damn things are big. I should caught a female ray. I had a boy. It was around. Yeah, some of those rays get big. These ones were just little ones, which was very cute, which I really, really, really liked a lot, because they, like I said, they were adorable. The bigger ones, yeah, you have to be careful, because some of there's all kinds of different ones out there. And that was one of the things when I was, working at the ICM, I learned too, is because, not too long ago, the giant manta ray was discovered, and people were like, what are you talking about those? And it goes kind of along with some of the stuff here with the hammerheads, because I'm not just talking, the great hammerheads, but scientists, when they're out, they tag, they take blood work, they do measurements, they do all kinds of different stuff. And sometimes when they get the blood work back, they realize that, what, it's not what I thought it was. It's a different one altogether. It's still a ray, but now it's in its own category, and that happens a lot. So with hammerheads, there, I mean, that there's hammerheads, the great hammerhead, but I didn't realize that there are several species of hammerheads. So yeah, there are. Well, the great hammerheads grow up to 20 feet. Okay, great whites grow up to 20 feet, and granted, great whites are bulkier, but still a 20-foot hammerhead. I mean, like I said, the zebra shark, when they're fully grown, they're 5 feet. Okay, this thing was huge in the thing, but I'm thinking if I'm in the water with a great hammerhead and it's 20 feet long, that three of me wouldn't even come to the length that the thing is, so I was on the wrong page. How dare you, BDA? What, have you been into the moonshine, dude? Have you been into the moonshine? That's what I'm wondering. On the wrong page. Okay. Yeah, and so I mean, like, there's the scallop hammerhead. Say, I got my list here just because, and there's one that I thought was funny, but the scallop one is known because it's got the scallop size head, but they're the ones that when you watch a lot of the shows, when you see the schools of them, that's what they are, because these ones are known to swim in large schools together. You've got the winged hammerhead, and you've got the scooped the scoop head hammerhead. So try to say that 5 times fast, a scoop head hammerhead, okay? This one, though, I liked because this is like 3, I think I made it. What is everybody laughing at Curious for? I'm confused because I'm missing something here. All I'm seeing is a bunch of laughing emojis with, Curious going on here. All right, I'm going to back up here. So anyhow, but yeah, okay, so there's another hammerhead that is the small eye, or AKA the bonnet head, or AKA the golden hammerhead. So, I mean, take your pick. You can call it whatever you want. Nope, I was the one with very few people who whacked somebody. You know, D-Hoot's just doing what D-Hoot does. D-Hoot is the sheriff, so D-Hoot is not going to take anybody's crap. That's what I love about it. I just tried. The moonshine won't let me get past 3 times. That's funny. And then you have the white fin hammerheads, but those ones are just found off the coast of off the West African coast. Got this one in one. Wow. So we've got like nothing but trolls tonight there, D-Hoot. And one of Richie's and Wojo. Jeez, some crow. So yeah, it's there's like a ton. But the one that I found very curious, and I when I was going through, is the Carolina hammerhead, because that one was not actually documented as its own until 2013, because it was actually mistaken for a scalloped head hammerhead. And there's no way by looking at them to tell the difference. What ended up happening was they tagged it, they measured, they took blood samples, and it came back as a different hammerhead species. It was a species of hammerhead, but it wasn't the scalloped. And then when they had a specimen, they x-rayed it. It has less vertebrae than the scalloped, but they look identical. Whack-a-mole troll. Hey, Jason Finch, how are you? There's another Jason that came in and I called him Finchy, and I was like, wait, you're not Jason Finch. Oh my gosh, that is funny. I think we need a shirt. We need to tell Richie we need a shirt that says whack-a-mole, I mean a troll. And then have like the hammer. That's funny. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. So, and that's what I always say when I was doing the stuff at the ICM, is there's new things being discovered all the time. In 2019, one of my favorite new discoveries was a pocket shark. Okay, and literally when it's full grown, it's about this big, and you can fit it in your pocket, and that's why they called it a pocket shark, and it was jet black. So, and we already know that there's so much of the oceans that have not, even been touched. Okay. They've mapped out maybe they haven't even mapped out 20% of it. So, they're of the ocean floor. I mean, they've used, sonar and different stuff, but they still have not gotten the whole thing. And a lot of it has to do with, the pressure, because you get to a certain point and it just crushes. Then you have the fact that the money, because it does cost a lot. I mean, look at what we do, I mean, it costs us money. I can't imagine trying to map out something like that. It's crazy, but that leaves a lot open, which will be like the last thing we talk about, because that's when I want all of the critical thinking going on. And one of the reasons why I do have an issue with the D channel that does Shark Week, because they did some things that I thought was completely wrong. But and one of the things that they did is I don't like the titles. Some of the titles they use, like this week they had well, not this week, but last week they had one called Alien Sharks, and it was just because the sharks are different looking. Some of them, not all of them. I mean, they had a bonnet head. We already know what they look like, and it is golden too, so I can understand why it's got different names. But they were, when you start using alien and you keep saying alien and you keep saying alien, you're making it sound like the sharks aren't, of this world. And it's like, stop doing that. Okay. You do stuff for ratings, and it kind of drives me nuts because I want to know more about the sharks. Okay. Whatever species you're looking for. I want to know what I can. Cookie cutter sharks scare the shit out of me. Okay. I've never actually, like I said, I can't get in the water, but that's the one shark that I would not want to come up to because they literally latch on and then they just twist till they take chunks out this like the size of it's just awful. They creep me out so bad. Yeah, they're cool to you. They creep me out. They really do. They are freaking weird, okay? Because yeah, when because they just latch on and yeah, they just start twisting and they tear out chunks, and I would not want to actually see one of those in person. Soba, Dana and Soba. Okay. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Because I mean, there's species out there that are completely weird and different, but I don't think using titles to do stuff. I believe adults put in children's minds that sharks are bad and out to always get you, and then you live in fear. They get negative rep. They do. The one thing that I did like about when I was watching that, I hated the title, and I don't like the fact that that guy used it throughout. But in one of them, when they were looking for the swelling shark. It's a shark off the coast of California that lives in crevices. And what it will do, because it's not very big, but it will swell up twice the size to deter predators. And they were trying to catch one. He actually had his family there, and his son was probably 4 or 5. But when he caught the first shark, he actually caught a leopard shark, and he was bringing it in, and his son picked it right up, and he was like, "It's a leopard shark. It's my favorite." And he popped it over into the pool they had. They did release it back into the wild afterwards, but I mean, it was good to see that because you're right, they do. There's a lot of times that they put fear into kids, and a lot of times, the movies don't help. I mean, look at what Jaws did. Jaws ended up sending out a frenzy of people just to go out and hunt these things and kill them because it was like, if you don't, then look what's going to happen. And it's scary, because it's like it's a movie. Okay, it's a movie. And yes, it was based on, a book, but it was also based on events because I know it was in New Jersey with the shark attacks and stuff. And that stuff is scary. But then again, common sense, you're in their domain. Okay. This is their home and you're entering it. And that I know it's scary, and I probably sound like a very rude saying this, but you're in their home, so you need to be aware of. It's like when I'm out in the woods, I keep aware of what's going on around me because it's not my home; it's the wildlife's home. So I have to be prepared at all times. You will see them taking small holes at it too. Yeah. Yeah, those cookie cutter sharks are just no, they do. Those are the ones that do creep me out. I wasn't planning on talking about because they creep me out, but you brought them up, so yeah, I will do that. And so, talking about titles, this one is one that bugged the heck out of me, and it was one that they did, and then of course they make it out even worse. So it was. Let me see if I can actually pull up the picture on my thing. Hold on just a second. Because I did actually, like I said, I did upload some photos. But this ended up being a couple different article images, and it went around the show. But it is actually going around something that is happening, images. So let me see if I can pull this up real quick here. Actually, all three that are on there. Let's scroll down. Okay, so it says number 3. Yep. I think it's this one. It might not be, but either way, it's going to be the same shark. So let's see what it puts up here. Yeah, right there. They called it Sharkzilla. They dubbed it that, and what it is it's a 12-foot female mako shark. She has been feeding off the coast of New York. There's been sealed parts washing up on shore. There was a whale that it had attacked and stuff. And what the show was going around was biologists looking into the fact of what if it could be a mutant shark because of toxic waste in the ocean and stuff, which that is a valid thing. I mean, the oceans are polluted, things can happen, but to call the shark Sharkzilla and you make it sound like it's some type of nuclear mutant and use it as a theory when it's not. It's an actual mako shark. It's just fantastic. I love learning about sharks. Yeah, I love sharks. And the thing with makos is yes, they're off the coast. They're off in the Atlantic coast, but they're endangered because of overfishing and stuff. So, and with her size, though, that's the other thing. Okay, we're talking like these ginormous sharks. Deep blue is a great white. She is 22 feet. Okay, then you've got the great hammerheads that can grow up to 20 feet. Usually, female makos don't go past 9 feet. Okay, this one is 12. Okay, so she is unique in herself, and she's pregnant, as from what they're saying as well. So with what she's doing is she's feeding to keep herself alive, sustained, and she's got pups to care for. So she's doing what she needs to do. And I just found that using these titles does not help the situation out. And like Kurt said, that it brings fear for a lot of people. And I just think sometimes it's unnecessary. Yeah, they keep growing, get bigger to their environment. Some of them, I think that some of them do. It depends on their lifespan too, but I think they grow right up until the end. Um, and I thought that that was one of the topics they were discussing on the one that I was watching, but I didn't look into that because I had so much going on with what I was wanted to cover. And then the last topic is going to be, the one that I really, really, really want everybody involved in, and the critical thinking and just different stuff. So I'm going to pull up an image again of a mako and just, yeah, because I mean, from the newspaper article to, this is what they are. It's like, stop.
right. Yep. Doing the same to me. Backstage. And then boom, everything freezes. Look at can't do a thing.
Mary says you don't look like Gene.
3 stream. I was trying to see if it was her. Yep, look at Paige is not responding. I'm so fucking done with these people, man.
Daddy, it's a shark. It's a
Mojo. Jess, Jean
Damn
Marie,
froze.
she's frozen.
And he's gone. Hey. Fucking A. There we go. Can you hear me at all? Now he's frozen. What the fuck is going on? Hey. Right here. I'm fucking froze.
I know. That's what it looks like on YouTube.
Yeah, I know. And I can't get it
Telling you
fixed.
that they can see you and him now, and they can hear you now. They couldn't hear you before.
Hey, guys.
That must be old.
Yeah. And yeah, he's buffering. So I have. I don't know what's going on. It says no internet again. I don't fucking know what the fuck is going on. All I did was pull up a fucking picture. So I'm like, I'm at my fucking breaking point here.
Yeah.
Well, it says he's joined, but I can't see him anywhere.
I can see him now.
Can you see him?
Yeah, he's in the big screen now.
Okay. Well, where the fuck am I?
You're over here.
I'm way over here. Yeah, I can.
Take you picture.
Yeah, and he's froze.
Oh, now he's gone.
Yeah, and I got no chat, no nothing.
Everything's buffering right now for some reason.
Yeah, and I'm hooked right into the fucking internet, so I don't know what the issue is. I had shut the internet off my phone, but it's not working. You just want to take it out because I don't know if there's too much going on, and but it's when I add a fucking photo. This always seems to happen. So I'm gonna end the stream and just try to go back. Now give me my phone. Yeah. I'm gonna back out and start all over again.
What's happening?